Binance is pumping millions of dollars back into Bitcoin. Governments are now mining it. So could we see a reversal in the market soon? And if so, which four altcoins could see a comeback if Bitcoin rallies? This is your Altcoin Buzz news. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, AltcoinBuzz.io, and as always, is not financial advice, and wish the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Also, make sure to join us for our X Spaces, Tuesday to Friday at 9 a.m. EST, link down below. All right, good morning, guys. So Bitcoin is more or less sitting where it was yesterday, but that's to be expected after we had these two big red days, big volatility. We're kind of chopping sideways and things kind of need to mellow out. So I think today we might just see us going kind of sideways, maybe slightly up, but tomorrow on Friday, we tend to see volatility, whether that's up or down, hopefully up. What I'd like to see is I would like to see us come up here, at least this level of resistance now at 107,000, and then consolidate somewhere around here, maybe over the weekend, and then we can break through and reclaim this range around $109,000 if we are to go up. What we don't really want to see is us come up here to 107,000 and then reject and come back down and then take out these stops here below $98,000. That is a possibility. It's not what we want to see, but that is totally a possibility as well. So we're going to have to really see how the next few days play out when we come up to this next level of resistance, which was support prior and now is resistance. So this is going to be a tough one to break through again. So we're going to need to watch out for that over the coming days. Starting off, the speech that Trump gave yesterday, which everyone was thinking was about, crypto market, and it technically was about it, but it's pretty much the same stuff he always talks about. He just says, hey, the US is going to be the Bitcoin superpower. If we don't do it, China will do it. We're going to be the crypto capital. Pretty much the same talking points he always says about crypto. So nothing really from that. But we also have the crypto czar, David Sachs, says, great progress on the market structure legislation, which is greatly needed. This could unlock institutional floodgates. We're talking trillions in sideline capital waiting for regulatory clarity. How fast does this move once it's official? So this should be by the end of the year, which would definitely help out crypto rally. We also had the Fed silently injected $22 billion into the market during Trump's speech. This is the largest money inflow since 2020. Giga bullish for Bitcoin and crypto. So money is starting to flow back into the market slowly, and liquidity is what drives Bitcoin. And we have QT ending on December 1st as well. Then we also have Ted saying Binance and Coinbase are pushing Bitcoin higher now. Let's see how long this continues. So he shows this chart of spot inflows from Binance and Coinbase. And so they're pushing it back up. Binance was the biggest one that was selling it the other day, and now they're buying it. So hopefully this continues upwards. We also have governments are jumping into Bitcoin mining. Nations are no longer just regulating crypto, they're mining Bitcoin. So you can see here, we have Japan, Kenya, Argentina, Ethiopia, Oman, the UAE, El Salvador, Iran, Bhutan, France, and Russia. CoinEx is one of the best exchanges you haven't heard of. Like Gate.io or Mexi, they offer a lot of coins. But more importantly, they offer the high quality coins you want. In fact, over 800 coins and over 1,200 trading pairs are available. They also have a great new program going on right now as well. Just sign up with the link below and you get up to $100 USDT to help your account get going. The offer is only good until November 9th, so get in there and get your bonuses soon. So click the link down below and give CoinEx a try today. And then moving on to XRP, we have a Ripple Swell, which is the event going on in New York City today and yesterday. Ripple Swell, we're collaborating with MasterCard, WebBank, and Gemini to introduce RLUSD settlement on the XRP ledger for fiat credit card payments, starting with Gemini XRP credit card. This initiative sets a new benchmark for institutional efficiency, enabling faster, compliant, and more transparent settlement within traditional finance. The future of payments is here. So Ripple, MasterCard, WebBank, and Gemini. Then we also have at Ripple Swell, Canary Capital CEO Steve McClurg said we're ready to launch the XRP ETF next week, which would be very, very bullish for XRP. We also have Brad Garlinghouse saying 2025, without a doubt, has been an incredible year for Ripple and a record year for crypto as a whole. Although we have a couple months left, this announcement feels like the cherry on top of a mountain of good news. Today, we announced a $500 million investment in Ripple from Fortress Investment Group, Citadel Securities, Pantera Capital, and Galaxy HQ, Brevin Howard, and Marshall Wace at a $40 billion valuation. This investment isn't just validation of Ripple's growth strategy and business built on the foundation of XRP, but also a clear bet on what the future of crypto will look like. I'm very proud of what we built and all that's to come. So Ripple just got a $500 million investment from all these big groups, which definitely helps out grow the XRP ecosystem. We also have a sentiment saying XRP's price has bounced back, and users who bought the dip have enjoyed a nice 12% pump in the last 24 hours. Notably, XRP Ledger data indicates that there were 21,000 new XRP wallets created in a 40-hour span in the past couple days, the highest level of growth in 8 months. I think a lot of it has to do with the potential XRP ETF, which could be coming next week. We also have Gemini saying XRP perpetuals trading just landed in the EU. Go long or short on XRP. up to 100x leverage with no expiry. And as for XRP, I will say it is doing the one thing that we didn't really want it to do, but all of the other coins look kind of similar right now. It is rejecting here. It's kind of doing this underside retest, which we didn't want it to do. We're gonna have to see if this kind of holds up, if it wants to consolidate around this range. But right now, it looks like it's, it looks like it's doing an underside retest, which is not ideal. It might come back down here towards the $2 range. We might have Bitcoin dominance go up, so maybe Bitcoin continues higher while altcoins slowly bleed out over the next couple of days. That is a possibility. So nothing to do for me on XRP right now because it is looking like an underside retest and we could come back down here. We really want to reclaim this range, but ideally we want to reclaim the breakdown level here and create a new series of higher highs and higher lows. So we want to get back above this $2.50 mark right here. And it's not looking the best right now. So we're gonna have to wait for that over the next couple of days. I think the market just needs to kind of consolidate and go sideways after these big days of volatility. And then moving on to the next altcoin, we have Solana, and Solana ETFs continue to outperform Bitcoin and ETH in net inflows for the 5th consecutive day. So we have more net inflows into Solana ETFs than even Bitcoin and Ethereum. And the Bitwise CIO says Solana could 5x its market share. At the same time, Bitwise clients buy $69.5 million worth of Solana. And Forward Industries, the largest Solana treasury company, has filed a resale prospective supplement with the SEC for shares issued in its September 2025 PIPE, announced a new $1 billion share repurchase program authorized through September 2027. So institutions are purchasing more Solana and doing all kinds of strategies to buy back more Solana. Now, Solana, like everything else, is coming up into this level of resistance. This is kind of the same thing we want to see with Bitcoin. We want to see it break up into this level here around 171. This is a big level of resistance now. We want to see it break through here, reclaim this level, and ideally come back to this level, which was the point of breakdown above 187. So if we can start to make higher lows and higher highs over the weekend and reclaim this, it's going to look bullish. However, I have a feeling we're most likely going to chop sideways for the next couple of days. So there's not much to do on Solana right now. We don't want to see it come up here towards 173 and then reject because that's not going to be very bullish. So we really need to just wait for this one and see what Bitcoin does over the weekend. And then moving on to the third altcoin, we have Chainlink sharing. We're excited to announce that SBI Digital Markets, the digital asset arm of Japan's leading conglomerate SBI Group, with 10 trillion yen plus in assets under management, is adopting Chainlink as its executive infrastructure solution to power its digital asset platform. Through this strategic partnership, SBI is integrating Chainlink CCIP as its executive interoperability solution, enabling its expanding pipeline of tokenized assets to be transferred securely across public and private chains. And we also have Chainlink sharing. We're excited to announce that WisdomTree, a global asset manager with $130 billion plus in assets under management, has adopted Chainlink to bring institutional-grade net asset value data on-chain to power subscriptions and redemptions for its CRDT tokenization fund on Ethereum. So very bullish things for Chainlink, but I will say at its current price, it is looking like it has broken below even this major level of support here around $15.50. We are still just kind of hovering around here. At the very, very least, we want to see it reclaim this level around $15.50, but we really want to see it get back above 1762. Pretty much the same TA as yesterday. We have a big inefficiency here, which if we do reclaim this, I'm sure it will, fill this inefficiency pretty quickly. But if we're going to start making higher lows and higher highs, we want to start getting it back above $17.60. So not too much has changed from yesterday's TA on Chainlink. It's pretty much just hovering around the same area. It hasn't broken down yet, but it hasn't, pumped up yet. So we're still waiting on that one. And then moving on to the fourth altcoin, we have Say. And across the Say ecosystem, builders are tapping high-performance EVM rails to power seamless on-chain experiences from trading to gaming to consumer apps. Say is home to 18 dApps exceeding 100,000 monthly active wallets, showcasing the rich, transaction-dense environments Say enables beyond traditional DeFi. And we have Not Telling sharing that Say is now #1 on the daily bullish trend for CoinMarketCap. The Say community is so strong that 81.4% are bullish. Bitcoin is currently bouncing from a 50-week EMA support, leading to a big move in alts. Say is already bouncing off prior lows and showing bullish divergence on the daily RSI. 20 cents is the key area to reclaim to confirm the reversal. We also have Michael Vanderpump sharing back to the higher time frame support for Say. Good stuff. We're ready to be looking at some strong revival across markets. I think it's a great spot to accumulate Say on. The chain and ecosystem are quickly expanding, increasing the amount of transactions and TVL. I'll keep this one in my altcoin portfolio. And last, we have Nick Research saying Say is dominating EVM layer 1s from Q2 2024 to Q3 2025, 519 days. Active users explode from under 5 million to 36.9 million. The total transactions cross 442 million, and the daily transaction average is above 850,000 transactions. Now, just like Not Telling was saying, we really need to reclaim this level around 20-ish cents to start making higher highs and higher lows again. Right now, we are just like Chainlink hovering underneath this level of resistance here around 16 cents. So at the very least, we need to break back above here, fill in this inefficiency, and start coming back up above 20 cents to get really bullish again. And we're going to have to start making more highs to fill this inefficiency back in again, back up towards 27 cents. So I think if we can reclaim this, we could probably fill this in pretty quickly right here, back up to this level. But then this is going to be the next major level of resistance once we come up to 27 cents. So something you could do is wait for it to reclaim this level, and you could take it long just like this, because this would most likely be the next area where you can fill this in pretty quickly and be able to put your stops somewhere below like that. And so that's what I'm waiting for say. Nothing to do yet on any of these altcoins, but just something to be aware of if Bitcoin does want to pump over the weekend. So that is say for today. And lastly, we have Space and Time launches their main V2 for institutions. In recent years, global institutions have become increasingly interested in bringing assets like bonds, real estate, and treasury funds onto blockchains. According to Boston Consulting Group, tokenized assets could represent over $16 trillion in value by 2030. But while the excitement is growing, the challenge remains the same: how to ensure that off-chain data feeding these tokens is accurate, verifiable, and secure. And until now, many institutions have relied on centralized data pipelines or outdated systems to bridge this information to blockchain networks. That approach leaves tokenized assets vulnerable to manipulation or errors. If the data behind a tokenized bond or fund is wrong, the smart contract could miscalculate its price or execute an incorrect settlement, problems that can be reversed once finalized on-chain. So Space and Time V2 tackles this issue head-on. It introduces custom off-chain data tables, allowing institutions to verify and anchor real-world financial data to the blockchain using cryptographic proofs. This ensures that both the data and its related transactions maintain the same security and transparency as on-chain assets themselves. And the platform's data solutions are already being used by major institutions, including Microsoft, which integrated Space and Time's technology into its Fabrics analytics product earlier this year. The V2 upgrade expands those capabilities, enabling a new level of reliability for stablecoin and tokenization initiatives. So that is Space and Time's V2 mainnet upgrade with institutions. And that is the video for today, guys. I think as we are kind of just consolidating right here after these, big volatile days, the past couple of days, I think we might consolidate here, not do too much today, might just chop around because it's Thursday. And I think on Friday, as we go into the weekend, we might see more volatility either to the up or downside. My bet is we come at least up towards this 106, 107 level as a level of resistance, because we are very heavily oversold. Shorters have been shorting for a long time now. And so I do think we get some kind of bounce at least up to this level around here. And what happens after that, we'll have to see. Hopefully we consolidate, but that is the video for today, guys. That's what I'm looking for, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.